Hello.
What's up? Welcome.
Welcome to the show.
I'm Connor.
I'm Jacob.
That out of the way right off the bat.
That makes this Counting Cryptids.
This is episode S2.5, I believe.
I think you're right.
5th episode of the year. Actually, 6th episode of the year. The tournament one and early on.
You're over-explaining already, Connor.
Oh, good.
I hope you guys have hit your 2-drink minimum already. This one's going to be a little weird again.
Yeah, if you don't have a drink, get home safely and then grab one.
Responsibilities, Connor. Look at you.
I'm a father now. I have a new car. I don't want to wreck it.
You say you are a father now, but your kid's 6 in like 4 days.
Like 4 days, yeah. So before we get into this episode and the topic at hand, we did post on Instagram like we always do when we start recording. It is pretty late here.
Forgotten about that.
Well, I'm glad I got remembered for you. But it is pretty late. Hopefully we get some replies. But the question this week is, could an alien base be underneath the Antarctic ice? Answer yes or no on Instagram, as well, I believe, is the Facebook story. You can answer
an alien base?
Alien base.
Ooh, did you promote that on the Discord by chance?
I would.
You did? Good. So what do you think about that, Connor? Do you think an alien base could be under the ice?
Shit, yeah.
Antarctica. Shit, yeah?
Shit, yeah.
Or was shit, like realizing that you're like, yeah.
A little bit of both. The more I said it, the more it was like, shit,
I've never been there. I'm into the idea. So fuck it, yeah, I'm in. Sure. Based off of like zero evidence of anything. Yeah, I'm in.
There's so much unexplored space underneath the ocean. It boggles my mind.
I find like interplanetary travel really hard to believe. Like the civilization would have to be so fucking advanced to be able to do that. It seems unlikely that it would. There's been all these fucking asteroids or meteors or whatever the fuck you call them when they're in space, comets and shit going by, and I'm just waiting to get clapped by one of those.
Easy claps, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking
1 meteor, 2 meteor.
There was that one that passed in between the moon and the Earth.
It's fucking insane.
Yes. I'm terrified of that shit, but like I don't think there's anything we'd be able to do about it if one was going to hit us and we noticed it in time. I don't think we'd be able to do anything.
Fucking problem.
I think the idea is like to blow something up near it or shoot something into it to like change its trajectory so that it would like slowly just drift away and not actually hit us. I think that's like the most reasonable solution they have, but again, I don't think that's anything that they can realistically like do.
I hear they have like troubles like even tracking them. Like
they know
pop
some
out
of them,
of
but
nowhere.
yeah, like ones
especially
will
if
just
they come around the sun.
They're like, we just found one that's going to be here in 2 days that is passing by this close, and I'm just like, my palms start sweating.
When I got married, I think one passed really close, like the 31st.
I think I remember that.
Anyway, let us know what you think on Instagram, whether or not there could be an alien base underneath the ocean or Antarctic ice.
I was starting to go somewhere. Oh yeah. So I find interplanetary travel. It seems unlikely to me. I'm not 100% opposed to it.
Jacob's a flat earther.
No, I'm not. I'm more into Hollow Earth, but I don't know that I believe that it's real necessarily. I need to do more.
Maybe we'll find out today.
Research. I don't know about that either, but I think maybe more of like I feel more confident that there would be like secret military bases there, like terrestrial base. That seems likely to me. And I don't know. I'm sure there's things under the ice as well that are. I'm really into the idea of like ancient civilizations having had more technology than we think they did, or like past what we can like.
Graham Hancock shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I'm super into that.
I love it a lot.
So I would really like there to be like some of that under there, but I'm sure everything's just fucked underneath a glacier. It's not like you're going to have anything left. So we'll never really know about most of that. And that drives me insane. So let's stop talking about that. Yeah. Social media.
Get in there.
Probably cut 80% of that out.
Instagram.com/countingcryptids.
I made my drink a little heavy.
.com/countingcryptids. What are we drinking today, by the way? You made me some concoction and it's delightful.
I think it's the same thing you had last time. I think it's a
Peachy
British
something.
buck. It's
Is it peach?
gin and bitters and lime. And
Try one yourself.
Simple syrup.
It's called the Kraken.
It is not. I don't make drinks myself. However, I did find some cologne for today's episode.
Ooh, I can
did
smell
not
it.
purchase or
I mean,
no,
I can
I didn't.
smell it. I try to make it a bit.
It's only $50. I thought about buying it, but now it's too late because we're
$50
doing
on
the
cologne,
episode.
Dude. I'm just gonna hit up the gas station and just like
God, Jesus Christ,
pop
you
a
trash
couple of
bag!
quarters in there.
All right, what are we talking about today, Connor?
Tonight, this evening, we are talking about the Vostok Monster, aka Organism 46B, which is a way cooler name.
It's fucking awesome.
It's Lilo and Stitch. I don't know that is true.
Oh, did they call him something
They
weird
called
like
him,
that?
yeah, like Experiment X or some shit. Maybe that was Powerpuff Girls, dude.
Experiment 626. Look at you
Yeah,
go.
look at that. Similar.
Not really. Okay. Should we hit like what it is before I start to bore everybody with information about the lake?
Okay, let me give you some information just to like give you an idea of the area.
There is an excessive amount of hand gestures going on over here. It's a lot of karate chopping.
Just fighting off your ghost cats, bro. So in 1996, they sent researchers, scientists, down to the Antarctic shelf. I think that's what
They on the ice.
They on the ice. They out there.
Did I mention we're not scientists?
Obviously.
Okay.
By 1996, nearly 70 lakes had been identified underneath the Antarctic ice sheet using ice penetrating radar. And then by 2012, more than the number of lakes identified doubled to more than 140. One of these lakes was Lake Vostok, which is where this is where we
It's where we
start
find ourselves.
today. Yes. About 800 miles away from like the geographic South Pole, wherever the fuck that is, way down on the bottom of the earth.
It is the largest of what we now know is almost 400 subglacial lakes in Antarctica.
It is freshwater.
It is in fact freshwater. It is also approximately 1,300 feet below the surface of the ice.
Yes,
i.e.
about 2
subglacial.
miles.
Approximately 1,600 feet below sea level. It also measures 160 miles long by 30 miles wide at the widest point. It covers an area of 4,830 square miles, making it the 16th largest lake by surface area, and based on its estimated volume, the 6th largest lake by volume.
Quite impressive stats.
Nerd alert, but I'm just reading all of this straight from Wikipedia, so...
So naturally, what humans wanted to do was fucking drill a hole straight through the ice.
Well, think about it.
I don't want to.
There is a lake that is... Well, I mean, okay.
Super interesting.
Again, just from the fucking Wikipedia here, the overlying ice provides a continuous paleoclimactic record of 400,000 years, although the lake water itself may have been isolated for 15 to 25 million years.
So they're drilling core samples
I
to
think-
essentially find out what the atmosphere and temperatures and whatnot. They can gather a lot of information from how
Well,
the ice
also,
is in that
it's-
area.
Any life that would be down there has been on its own not exposed to outside at all for
like
15 to 25, estimated 15
like
to 25 million years.
Million years.
So
I think I
that's
found 20 million years. The buried freshwater lake hadn't been exposed to air in more than 20 million years.
Fucking
Air.
real quick. This episode was a suggestion over on Discord.
Yes,
Was it
yes.
not?
A new member.
Yes.
Welcome, Titan Lore 271.
Hey.
Thank you for the suggestion. This one we dove in. Ha. Dun-dun-ch. The joke.
We're talking about the 25 million years, 20 million years that it had been isolated.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, if the water is different, or if I assume there's an amount of air, like an air pocket of some sort, depending on how large that is. This will maybe,
Area
yeah.
of some sort of gases. I feel like it was like what I read. It's a lot of super dense like numbers and calculations
It's either
and data.
the exact same information that they changed 3 words out of, or it's very, very, very dense.
It's the vaguest thing out there, or just like super specific. Literally,
you either have something
opposite.
that is like, if it's based off of, if they're talking about this, they're talking about Organism 46B, excuse me, Organism 46B. If they're talking about Organism 46B, it's like, it's the same information.
Yeah.
There's very limited information because it's sort of just a one-time thing that happened maybe over a 5-day period.
Yeah, it was a very short time.
Again, just finishing off my lake information for you. On February 5th, 2012, a team of Russian scientists completed the longest ever ice core, 3,768 meters, 12,400 feet, and pierced the ice shield to the surface of the lake. The first core of freshly frozen lake ice was obtained on the 10th of January 2013 at a depth of 3,406 meters.
See, that number there, that date varied.
Oh, did it? Okay.
So I saw the 7th. I have the 9th in my notes.
The Wikipedia, so dates are going to be a little bit off, I guess. However, as soon as the ice was pierced, water from the underlying lake gushed up the borehole, mixing it with freon and kerosene that had been used to keep the borehole from freezing and collapsing. A new borehole was drilled, and allegedly pristine water sample was obtained in January of 2015. I think there was some sort of like thermal or hot water drilling technique used, or some shit. I saw mentions of those things, but I was like, I'm not gonna fucking go off and research drilling because I'm already sort of off enough on this. So, sorry.
Apparently, it was just really shitty, like drilling, like an operation. Like it wasn't clean. Like they were worried about contamination and stuff when they reached the lake.
I had seen it, like, also that they had stopped 100 feet ahead of time to keep that from happening. So I don't know if they actually just like drilled into it, but I feel like if you were doing that, you would know not to just like straight fucking drill into it.
Yeah, just fuck it up.
But it was noted in like everywhere that there was like some contamination from the kerosene and freon.
Just sounds like such a strange concept to fill a hole with, you know?
What do you normally fill holes with, Connor?
I don't.
Okay, so they drill down 2 miles, just over 2 miles. They drill down 2 miles. They finally break the surface, and what allegedly did they find? What is Organism 46B?
So allegedly they pulled up I guess they went down into the hole and discovered this 33-foot long, 14-tentacle squid-like creature.
I think the implication was they drilled 2 miles down, set up some sort of base camp on an ice shelf, and that's where they were hanging out. And then they stumbled upon this monstrosity. So you said 33 feet long, 14-foot tentacled squid-like something?
It's an octopus with extra legs and some crazy things going on.
I saw it described as hostile, aggressive, and intelligent. So
yes.
Also, there's some sort of shape-shifting or transformation properties.
Transforms into a fucking dude at one point.
I also saw at one point he transformed into a large school of fish. It transformed into a large school of fish somehow. I don't know how, like, it transformed into multiple fish.
Well, it's like limbs can stay animate after they get cut off.
Oh, yeah.
One guy cuts the fucking thing off.
I believe it was a woman.
Oh, shit. What a badass.
Yeah.
Where is that woman?
Dead.
She died?
Yes, the tentacle came back after the tentacle strangled her.
Oh, man, I should have read more of the research.
Yep. You should have read more. On this Cologne website, it like made up names for all of them. Dude, I will post a link to this shit for real.
Because we couldn't find any names.
Fucking not a sponsor. If they want to be, they can be. That story was beautifully written. I would have just read that shit as this entire fucking podcast. Are you serious? That would have been longer than this will be anyway. They wrote this thing that like it seems like it's like journal entries from people who are there, sort of thing. Like it's really well written, and then it just like shifts to like their warehouse in Arizona, like some guy singing fucking Hotel California or some shit. Like it's fucking it's really long, but it was pretty funny. It's a decent laugh.
Will be posted in the show notes.
Yeah, all that is available at countingcryptids.com. So do you have this story down? I saw some of this shit in quotes on every site, but it was worded differently on every single site. So I don't know if everybody's making up the same story or what's going on
obviously.
Here. I'm not sure if they're paraphrasing, but I don't think that's how quotation marks work.
Yeah, that's how I do quotes, dude.
So basically, I'm just going to take this from the Cryptids fandom wiki, where you get everything. So we're going to talk about this individual a little bit later, I guess. I don't know if it is a man or a woman, but Dr. Anton Padalaka, I assume it's a man.
Padalka, I think.
Yeah, that's how you would say that. Dr. Anton Padalka claims to have been part of the first scientific expedition to explore the lake. This allegedly is a quote from Padalka here. We encountered Organism 46b on our first day. It disabled our radio, which we later learned, to our alarm, was intentional. It was also able to paralyze prey from a distance of up to 150 feet by releasing its venom into the water. Tragically, my colleague and lifelong friend was killed this way. Later, while diving in the lake, the group were attacked. The creature releasing its venom, which took hold of one of them. The organism then proceeded to kill and eat him. As Paddock stated, it treaded water, wearing a blissful smile as the organism approached him. We watched helplessly as it used its arms to tear off his head, then popped its remains into its mouth. It was as if it hypnotized him telepathically. Still later, 46B stalked the group, displaying its shape-shifting ability. It shaped itself into the form of a human diver. We thought it was one of my colleagues swimming towards us in scuba gear. By the time the closest scientist had reached what it was, it had grabbed him and torn him to bits. Escaping the creature, a member of the team managed to lop off one of 46B's tentacles, although the severed limb attacked the group again. Later that night, it slid across the ice bank and strangled her. After finally trapping the creature in a tank, the surviving members of the team brought it to the surface, where they claim Russian officers seized the beast and told the international press that nothing had been found.
What?
That's pretty much all of it.
Yeah, that's really
putting
the
it out
story
there.
Here.
That is all of it.
Oh, we have more to talk about.
This has been Counting Cryptids. I'm stealing your joke this time. Get it?
I'm Jacob.
I'm Connor.
Wonder how long it would take for people if we just started calling each other the wrong name. So what
A
do
few
you think
people
about
would
this,
know.
Connor?
I thought you were speaking in third person. I didn't even really. Oh, man. So,
Tax some bitch.
what are your thoughts first?
What?
I think this is cool as fuck. I love this story. I love the idea of it. I remember hearing about this lake way back when they had found it or something, and I was like, oh, that's super interesting. Like, if there's the potential of life evolving differently or just whatever. It seemed interesting when I heard about it, and I wasn't really even very interested in many things around that time. So
I don't remember ever being aware of this situation. Like,
I don't know if it was this one in particular, I suppose.
There
but
was another
I remember
one, of a swimming humanoid, I believe.
I saw a lot of that kind
Something
of tied
like that.
in also
Yeah.
to this one. I don't know. It's a really, really cool story. It's an awesome premise for a movie.
I would watch the fuck out of this.
Hell yeah, especially if it was
a nice B.
shit.
Yeah,
I was thinking
B.
C-roll, just trash.
Yeah.
We haven't recommended a bad movie in a while.
Do you have any bad movies?
What was the one where they were trapped on the island where the scientist had the enlarged lizards? Do you remember this? He made giant iguanas or something. And they were the worst CG ever. It looked like plastic toys that they just took pictures of and used that as CG.
I don't remember that one.
I would really love to find it, but I don't think I'm going to, based on my Google search of shitty sci-fi film about Island of Giant Mutant Animals.
Jurassic Park.
Nobody would want to watch this movie. It was so bad. I need to fucking find it. All right, I'm going to do some research later. If I find it, I'll put the link in the description to the name of it in there. I'm sorry. I may have to cut this out. We'll see. Sorry. Okay, so what are your thoughts on the creature right now, like just the story itself, what it is.
I love the idea of a underwater. It doesn't even have to be extraterrestrial. It could be.
We haven't mentioned anything about really being extraterrestrial at all.
Right.
Do you have something about that?
I really didn't have anything that was like specifically this is extraterrestrial, but like
There's
a lot
some
of the research
implications
of
that in some places.
Maybe it just being super intelligent like leads to believe that. And there's also like pictures of very strange things at the bottom of these Arctic lakes and like underneath the ice, pyramids and fucking shit and spaceships, bases and shit.
I'm super into that pyramid shit. I love those.
Real quick, pyramids on Mars.
You listen to TCG?
No, I still haven't.
I would recommend checking out the Life on Mars episode of those conspiracy guys.
I gotta watch it.
I don't know. They talked about some specific, because I always heard like the face on Mars and some of those, and I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I did look at a couple of like some of them are very compelling. Like I remember the one, but there was a few that I had not remembered, or I hadn't seen before.
Like tubes and stuff.
Faces.
Just faces?
There's faces, and then there's one that looks like a bear. Like I'm sure that one's a rock, but it really looks like a bear. Just some random things that I don't fucking remember. I was looking up a lot of stuff as they were talking about it.
Why would they do faces? It's not
I think
functional.
the implication is they're similar to people.
That
would be like a statue of a person.
like the Nazca lines, or
Nazca lines isn't a really that's not.
You
Nazca lines is like shitty drawings of a bird
out of the stone.
No, it's
as
like
a
fucking
memorial.
I think it's like a statue that was standing 16 billion years ago that fell and eroded like 89% of the way. I think some of them are. There were some of them are not. There was one of them that was just like a teeny little thing right in front of like whatever it was, so it wasn't. But some of them have been noted to be large. I am under the impression.
And they've found water there. No doubt in my mind do I think that Mars was like Earth. That's one that seems
like people lived there at one point. Also, to be fair, you said just carving faces into things and then said Nazca lines, but like there's like Mount Rushmore and shit, you know?
I mean, we do carve.
That one definitely looks like a face. That one's, I think it's called like the crown face or something. Like I get how that one could be seen as a face. I don't know that like one
rocks.
Exactly like that. Again, shadows.
It's not, that one's not defined enough to look like somebody carved it.
What the amount of time in between?
Sand blowing. I'm sure they have some sort of wind. They don't have an atmosphere per se. That's not real. No, that's not a real thing.
You should have seen your face for a half a second. You're like, oh my god, okay. That was really fake, but I liked it. Hilarious. There's another one from the side that like, I don't remember. There's one. I wish I could remember the name of it.
We need to do a Martians one.
I mean, it's not really your run-of-the-mill cryptid, but I'm down.
Because we do run-of-the-mill cryptids around here at Counting Cryptids.
Okay.
We did a pretty much conspiracy podcast last episode that was supposedly on Vostok Monster.
I think that was tied together enough. It's fine, but we should jump back to where we need to be. I think we're talking about how we feel about the story, the creature. I don't know how I feel about the toxic venom shit.
That's a weird thing.
It can do it from 150 feet away.
And paralyzes you.
If this is a direct quote, I assume this was a Russian team, yes?
Yeah.
Why would he tell you in feet and not meters?
Why would he tell you in English?
Even if he was speaking English, I'm assuming he is able to speak English if he wants to. This is 2012.
You just assume everybody speaks English?
No, I don't, but I assume he can. I can't rule out the fact that somebody is bilingual.
I mean,
that fair. If we're fucking suspending belief for this fucking 14 tentacled octopus, I'm going to allow this man to be bilingual.
Okay.
It doesn't say he had a really strong accent.
Maybe
I don't even know if he's real. Maybe he's fucking.
Maybe he's
the chosen one. But feet seems odd if it is a direct quote. However, I did see it quoted differently elsewhere. But as a scientist and Russian, feet seems off. Sure. I do like when he stops calling it Organism 46B and just refers to it as 46B, because that's like there's almost like a little bit of
connection there.
Yes, there's some. It's personal at that point. It's like he knows him. They're buddies.
Buddies. Been a lot of time in that Russian government.
Even though he killed his
facility.
best friend.
His best friend is alive in there somewhere.
There's a lot of implication that the Russian government took it to weaponize
Yes.
this creature. I don't know if they're taking the venom from it and using the toxin.
I saw that it was going to breed it.
Yeah, I
use it.
also
Like,
saw
what?
that.
Just an attack animal?
Are you familiar with the Despicable Me films?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Isn't there like a
that too
fucking
much.
squid cannon in one of those movies?
Definitely a
A
fart
squid
gun.
launcher?
Probably a squid launcher.
Let me, real quick. God, I don't have a child. Why the fuck do I know this? Yeah, dog. Squid launcher. Squid launcher. Oh, yeah. That's the quote. Yeah, so they're...
Why?
I am no military expert, but I don't think giant squids are the move.
I mean, to be fair, Putin has threatened to weaponize everything. The weather.
No, that's legitimately scary, and
that is
maybe I don't think we can do a harp
time for
episode.
another
for
episode.
fucking- that's way too conspiracy for a cryptid podcast.
Time on
But
Counting Cryptids, earthworms in Alaska. The fact that this thing could have even gotten to where anyone was is...
we didn't mention. You didn't talk about the temperature of the water.
The temperature of the water
Is-
on the where the base is.
There's two basins in the thing.
in the cavern where the water is.
Yes.
Correct.
You said the air temperature is cold.
The air temperature above, on land,
Oh, they
is
reached record low.
negative 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is...
I thought it was lower than that.
I'm sure it gets down to 102, but I
That's-
saw 90 during average.
Doesn't
during the
it
winter.
pass at negative fucking 40? Is that where the Celsius and Fahrenheit meet?
I don't know. That is something that probably would have been brought up in high school that I wasn't
Celsius
paying
and
attention
Fahrenheit scale are the same at negative 40 degrees.
to. Look at that.
You learned something new here today, folks. And the temperature of the water was?
Temperature of the water is 27 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so that's cold.
Some geothermal vents at the bottom
But-
keep it from freezing.
That is balming for the area if it's
Yeah.
negative 40 or negative 90 up top. And it's...
Why not just move down there,
well, there's other
Hitler-
coasts there that don't have snow on them, other geothermal things, people go swimming and stuff.
base.
We're not going to get into that on this. No, that's going way too deep down conspiracy shit. But
Just look into Nazi secret base 211.
wouldn't you go T-Rex if you were going to fucking do something? Wouldn't you just make a T-Rex for military purposes?
I mean, that would be...
Would
that
you
would
rather
be
have...
epic?
That's the thing. That's all you got to do. Do you need one squid that needs to live in the water, or do you have one fucking T-Rex? Because I think T-Rex is the goddamn move. If you're trying to flex, that's not even a weird flex, but okay, that's yeah, I get it. You win. Make a T-Rex,
Yeah,
dog.
we have nukes. Yeah,
I
but
have a
bro,
T-Rex.
I have 2,000 mounted T-Rex behind me.
Mounted?
Okay, they're mounted by they have people on them.
Oh, they're riding them like they're
them.
Tauntauns in Star Wars?
Yes. Who doesn't want to ride around on a T-Rex's back?
Me?
You're on its back. It can't get you. It's got no arms. You're safe.
I don't know, dog.
It'd probably just flail on its back and smash you with its
It just fall
20
over
ton,
and crush
yeah.
me. Yeah, exactly. I don't think you ride on its back. I think you have to ride on the back of its head. I think it's pretty big.
neck area.
Yeah, you got to have a little baby Bjorn that you're in and shit.
Exactly. It's like they put on horses, just
Fucking-
more standing. Onward. Imagine the names.
So, are you ready to start putting the disclaimer out there at this point, where it's
If you don't want this to be disintegrated, stop listening.
Stop listening now if you want to continue to believe in this. So, okay, again, the lake itself, cool as fuck.
The story is fucking phenomenal.
There's maybe life there. Like I saw that there was some preliminary testing of like initial samples of like just the ice or something that had evidence of stuff. I don't really know. I'm not a scientist. I think the implication is it's helpful for scientists to understand life outside of like Earth, especially they mentioned like Europa, which is one of I think Jupiter's moons.
Yeah,
it's covered in ice, and they believe that there's liquid ice under the surface. But
this could be a similar
sort of atmosphere. I think is the word I'm looking for. Climate. I don't know what it's called underwater. Ecosystem.
I'm not a scientist.
It's in space, so I don't fucking know. I feel like it needs a cooler name if it's on a different planet. So the research team or expedition, the Vostok research station, is hard to figure out who exactly was involved, and it seems like it's kind of a big deal. Like just doing that itself, and you found one place that had a couple of names on a research paper.
Could have been just some authors.
I don't know
think it was a team.
If that is the team who was drilling, the people who analyzed it. If it was just somebody who wrote it, it could have just been some fucking grad students for all I know. Like I don't. And it didn't say.
It was written in 2016, which would have been 3 years removed. But maybe I get that because it
was very dense.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to
There was information and graphs, and it was very long. It was very dense.
Maybe we'll post that in the description as well, the thing. But like,
if you're feeling like you want to fucking push your glasses
if you
up,
have a PhD, you might want to check that out, which I'm sure a lot of our listeners do.
The organism itself, love it. Story's great. It's terrifying. It's cool. Great movie premise. Yeah. Or video game. I'd play the shit out of it. But there'd have to be like little ones running around too, or like other things.
Old school shooter, arcade game to like fight the boss, where he's like you have to fight the tentacles and shit. I'm up with a lot of.
I feel like you'd have to use like an ice pick the whole time as your weapon, and the only other thing you can get is like a fucking flare. Flare gonna be sick.
I would play that.
The doctor is also didn't mention this.
Oh yeah,
Dr. Anton
Padalka,
that I can never remember how to say. Dr. Anton Padalka is allegedly missing.
I don't know that he ever existed.
That's literally what I have typed next. Is he maybe?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't exist because and has never
existed.
I don't know.
We looked for a good long while. We couldn't find a goddamn thing about this guy not related to this.
Yes.
Only this. I started getting fucking pages that were in Spanish and in Russian. I'm getting nothing about this dude. He does not exist. Or alternatively, he did exist and then was expunged.
Vanished.
He has been wiped clean. So this is either like definitely not real, or it's definitely the realest, and we're definitely on some sort of fucking list because it's been covered up by the Russian government. And what really okay. So for debunking the fuck out of this, which is what I have this section labeled as.
Correct.
Ice core drillings are typically 1 to 5 inches in diameter. They can be larger, but the largest one I saw was maybe about a foot.
Yeah.
That's not large enough to get people down or a large amount of equipment.
They allegedly brought the beast up in a tank.
A small ship size or something.
33-foot aquatic creature.
I think there's some issues with pressure if they were just going down there too.
Can I add something that this one did not touch on?
Yeah.
He talks about pressure a little bit, but the pressure of the animal coming from that pressure to the surface, it would probably just disintegrate.
Oh yeah, that would probably kill the fuck out of it. Okay, that's
so. Vice versa, if we were to go down there, we would
have to have a pressurized suit.
Yes,
you have to be in a. Well, I don't know if a pressurized suit's a thing. You'd have to be in a pressurized, pressure controlled environment. Whether you can do that in a suit or a ship of some sort, but that wouldn't the toxin not affect you if you were in a ship
physical
or in
touching
some sort of suit. That's just where I'm at with that one. One thing that does bug me about this also, like I don't know if the doctor is just like, yep, he was made up, or he was totally real and
it's been erased from history.
But another thing that bothers me is it's the websites are this is like it's either about the organism or it's very, very legit science based. And the ones that are legit science based keep talking about how they are going to be sending down like probes and cameras and more things to do more testing in 2013, 2014, but I'm not able to find any updates on any of that. I couldn't find a single image from down there at all. There's nothing. Why is it like they abandoned the project altogether?
It is very weird.
Because it all kind of seems to stop right there. It happens then, and then it stops. And we couldn't find like there's a photo of the people who did it, but I can't identify any of the people in the photo.
Yeah, no names.
There's no names.
Nothing.
I got nothing. If anybody can figure out names, if anybody can figure out if this doctor is a fucking real person, we looked for a good long fucking while and got nothing.
We did. I probably spent half my research searching just people.
We tried for so long just trying to figure out if we could get any names and trying to get leads from those names or like associate with them, like anything. Not a goddamn name.
Yeah.
That seems really weird.
Really sus, for sure.
Because there's this whole weird conspiracy thing surrounding it too, so maybe it's the kind of thing you don't want to be, but don't you think it would already be out there? Like, this is like a thing.
Like, why, though? Why spend the money to erase this guy for saying that there's a...
Oh, he knew too much. He was the one who told the story about the thing. The story got out. Snitches get stitches, you know?
Yeah, but then you're just making it look so, like...
He's gone. I don't know if they kill him or they make him go off into hiding, change his name, whatever the fuck they do. They lock him in a cage. I don't know. He's gone.
Maybe he
bailed
off.
You take all the information...
Hollow
anything mentioning him, gone. Remove it because you're the Russian government. I assume you're just able to remove anything from
the internet.
Yeah, just poof, gone. Putin just clicks his fingers.
Yeah,
just clicks his heels.
Just types in the
gone.
name, and every instance of that name and anything having to do with that person is deleted from the entirety of history.
Maybe that's not a fair assumption. I don't know.
Google delete bar.
I don't know how the internet works in Russia. Never been.
Sure, it's so much different than how the internet works.
Is that not a little sus, like, at all?
It seems super strange.
Weird. You think there was like some notable accomplishments, and this is like some scientific stuff. I did not once see, like, you know how if you see something like, oh, this research team, there's not like a name for the research team. It's not like research team headed by. There was not like a head of the research team.
I did find the name of the head of that team.
Really?
I found one instance somewhere.
You have one name?
Oh shit, where'd it go? Okay. So on March 7th, 2013, the lead of the Russian research team was Sergei Bulaton.
Spell?
Bulaton. Wow, dude, this is weird.
That's the thing I can't figure out.
Maybe it's translation issue,
but I find no names. Nobody is credited anywhere. This is the only name we have.
This guy is a nuclear physicist of the genetics. Maybe he's a geneticist.
Okay.
Laboratory at the St. Petersburg Institute of Nuclear Physics.
So he wasn't on site for drilling.
I think he
did.
Was
anybody
there.
Is anybody?
I think he is like funded by the St. Petersburg Institute of Nuclear Physics and like went there.
If he was there, he is the only person that was there.
There is 25 people during the summer months.
There's a photo of all the people that were there. I didn't count, but there's a photo of them.
I didn't see the photo. The only photo I saw was like in their cabin, like 3 people.
No, they're holding a sign that has the date on it.
Oh, didn't see that one. How many people are there?
1, 2, 3, 4.
10?
Looks like 12.
Okay. I'm sure there's other members of that team, you know, like medical people, whatnot. I know there's at least 2 medical people on site. Read that on the internet, so that's probably real.
How is nobody named?
Nobody. There's no names. Not even like this picture. In this photo, from left to right, top to bottom, Bleep Blorp
NASA's
Sanchez,
chief scientist. It's just like
super generic. The research team. Every sentence is the research team.
British Arctic Survey.
Maybe they just didn't really want
Leading
to spell their
scientist with the
names.
British Arctic Survey. That's not. Yeah, she hailed it as an important milestone. You're not wrong. This woman who is just with the British Arctic Survey. That's what it said. She's not associated with it. It's just people who like are intelligent being like, yeah, that's cool. Like
In Soviet Russia, you have no name.
I don't. Nobody is credited.
It's super weird.
That to me is weird.
Maybe we're thinking too hard about this, but I don't know. It's just why wouldn't their names be available to the public? Why cover up the names of these people that are working there?
I understand there is a lot that is muddled down with this Organism 46B. Organism 46B. I get that there is a lot of search results that will switch this shit around, but I found a lot of legitimate articles just about the science of the lake.
Oh yeah. Demographics. Like
there's
grass.
No mention. When I look specifically for mention of anyone, I can't find it. That seems weird. Even in that paper that you sent me?
Even like a name of the team or something, like as a group, or who they're like supported by.
Are any of them still alive?
Ages, names, genders, haircuts, something. And how would they not post something about them being a part of this team? Like,
this is in the age of social media as well.
One of the deepest drills, if not the deepest drill.
I think at the time it was. It may have been surpassed by now, but
still, at the time you would have posted something. This was 6 years ago.
You would sure think that would be a point of pride. They'd be stoked on what they did. They took a picture.
It's not good enough.
They took a picture. They look happy.
Because they're forced to look happy, Jacob. The man in a black suit behind the camera, they're
I think
Russian.
one of them is smiling. This is pretty much all I have. But where are you at? What are you thinking?
Jeez,
how do you feel?
I feel conflicted.
Me as well, because everything about this says it's bullshit. There's no way they could go down. There's no way they could bring something back up. But where the fuck is anything else about this? Where is anybody that was involved? Because something actually happened. People actually went there and did a thing for science.
It's been recorded. The data is easily available.
The people, we have no idea who they were. We
don't know where they went.
No idea where they went. We don't know why they didn't go back. We don't know why somebody else didn't go back, but it appears that they're not going back.
There's no reports of it.
I'm not finding any new information about people going there. I'm not finding anything. I'm not seeing any photos.
Sus.
It's a little bit weird.
And with all the media around the Russian government and Putin and the stigma that comes with Russia as a whole, I feel like just makes this like maybe one of those things that it's just not out there, but I don't really.
Well, I mean, this is pretty well known, so if they're trying to cover it up, like they're missing something, you know what I mean? Like it's still out there, but it's the kind of thing you're just like, yeah, nobody's gonna believe this. There's no research team.
It's like it can't be scare tactics. Like you'd have to believe that there was a 33-foot monster at the bottom of a hole.
Real quick, they are all smiling.
Okay, they're all smiling.
I found the full size render of the image, 3,000 pixels,
and they're clearly happy.
They are all smiling. They all look
they're
like
waving.
They're having a good time. They haven't gone down.
Does that lady not have gloves on?
No, she got gloves on. Oh no, there's a dude, maybe a woman.
Put
who doesn't
some
have
gloves on. It's negative 90 degrees. I don't know how you move. How do you have any exposed skin?
A Russian team from okay, so I found scrollkit.com. A Russian team of scientists from St. Petersburg are drilling, like Vostok is. The lake holds.
It's as much of a name as we get.
Dr. Alexei
Alexia.
Yeah. Believes it may tell us something about forms of life on other planets, but I don't know if that is who.
When was that article written? Because the scientific journal page that I found had his name in it.
I believe it's a woman.
That person.
I could be mistaken. I'm really bad with names. Maybe I'm mistaken.
That Russian's name is on that paper. in 2016.
Alexia is part of a team of 11 men, another something plus 9 drillers who live and work at Vostok Station for 2 months each year. 11 men, 9 drillers, that's 20 plus 1 more. 21 people.
Is that including medical people? Because I know at least 2 people
He
have
is
to be on
there
site.
as part of a team of 11 men, another 1 person who does something plus 9 drillers. There's 9 drillers, 1 other
what a
glaciologist.
Why isn't that a Discovery Channel show?
I'm sure like, some of the 11 other men are
researchers
medics,
or
these
whatever.
medics that you're speaking of.
There's a photo of that man crawling into a like 3.5-4 foot hole, like 4 foot wide hole.
It's bigger than 4 feet wide. He's got a fucking ladder and a rope down there.
In there, dude.
I'm confused.
Oh shit! Please link that photo in the description because that could be another place, but it conveniently placed. 2-mile climb on a ladder.
In 2012, Alexi, I'm assuming is how you say this?
Alexia?
Is that how you say that?
I think I would assume.
Alexei?
Alexia?
Sure. And his colleagues penetrated the lake after 2 decades of drilling by the Russian team. This year, they went further.
And climbed the fuck in.
The Russian scientists are now analyzing the samples they brought back from Lake Vostok. Story by Alice Legnato.
Probably some lady.
But again, it says they went further. They are now analyzing. I still don't have the information on analysis anywhere.
What did it say? What that was in 2016.
Okay, we have 1 name.
Hold on. So that second time or whatever this time we're talking about what happened in 2016, correct? This article is written in 2016 about this.
I do not have deeper. A date on when. Oh, hang on, maybe I did.
You said 2016.
No, I have in 2012 they did this thing. Then it said this year they went further. I don't know if that meant 2016 or 2013 or.
The article doesn't have a date.
No, it's like a website that has a lot of photos of like the site and the crew and stuff, and there's just like a sentence or 2 of text over each of the images. Then you scroll down, there's another photo and a sentence or 2 of text.
It's a very interesting photo.
I'm gonna link to this for sure. This is odd.
That hole is wide enough to carry things down.
There's no way it can go down like that for 2 miles.
Yeah. Also,
okay, the glaciologist's name is Dr. Vladimir Lipinkoff, and there's another Alice Langando. Wait, that's the voice of Russian radio. So that's who wrote that other article. And I found a video. One of the most exciting scientific breakthroughs in the world today. But we don't have the analysis.
Maybe we're not looking in the right places. Maybe we need to get a scientific journal of some sort. Subscription.
So they can speak English, by the way, Connor. The world's lowest temperature recorded was negative 129 degrees Fahrenheit, recorded at Vostok Station, Antarctica, on today's date in 1983. Today's date was 3 years ago from some day. Sorry, that was according to Dancing Spider-Man on YouTube. What's up, dog?
Believable.
Something they had, one gentleman we had watched something about, talked about, was that it's on a glacier, so it would be moving. They spent 20, 30 years drilling. 2 months at a time, they drilled and leave and come back and drill and leave.
Yeah.
Does that move? How's that work?
That's a little big for my thought process. I don't know. Plate tectonics freaked me out a lot.
We got a couple of names now, but I'm not seeing anything, man. An old ass interview. When was this? This guy's still alive. 2017. This doctor that we were talking about before. Alexia.
Oh, okay.
Cornelius in the Climate and Environment Research Laboratory, AARI, with Dr. Wonder if I can get his fucking email. Bunch of shit in Russian on here, man. God damn it.
Shout out to all you Russian listeners.
I don't read or speak it, sorry.
If you have any additional information, we'd love to hear it.
All right, where are you at? Where are you at? What do you think? How you feel?
Once again, great fucking story.
Have you ever seen, is it Alien versus Predator? Is this the premise of Alien versus Predator that we've been talking about for the last hour? Don't they go to like Antarctica and they go like there's like a pyramid underneath the ice. There's like a cavity and there's like a pyramid down there. But there's the alien and the predator, and one of them gets woken up. And then I'm pretty sure this is the premise to Alien versus Predator.
If that is the plot that you had just described to me, I wouldn't have known the difference between the two.
Maybe you need to go watch Alien versus Predator.
I haven't seen it. I haven't. I have to check it out. There's no way that it happened through a like 5-inch hole for 2 miles, which I'm assuming that is like the top of our technology, is to go no more than, like that deep with anything bigger. Like, it's a fucking long way down. 2 miles. I can't even run 1 mile.
Yeah, you can, dog.
Hell no.
You can do it.
I would die.
No, you'd be fine.
I got runner's legs, but I can't run.
You'd be fine.
I'd have to be chased.
No, you'd be fine.
There'd have to be a light threatening situation.
There'd have to be a light threatening.
I promise you.
I feel like a threatening is like a 0 to 100 situation. I don't think there's like a light threatening. Just a peppering of assault.
I don't think it happened. I think what had happened is somehow somebody came up with this story, made up this fucking name for no goddamn reason, Padalka. Fuck you, buddy. I feel like somebody made it up for a good story. Like, it's a great fucking story. Kudos. But, like, say it's a story. Come out with some information, please.
I think you're right.
Yeah, you're on the same page.
I want it to be real. It's sick.
So
I love it.
It's badass.
I can't. And I'm really into the cover up shit too. But
the cover up shit makes it super interesting.
The fact that it took us 3 hours to find a single name.
Yeah.
And we find a little bit about him. And we find out a little bit about the glaciologist. But I'm still confused why they're not going back, why we don't have results, why we don't have pictures. That's weird, but I guess maybe funding.
Like, I feel that's true. It did shut down in the 90s, I believe.
Like 2003, it was abandoned at one point.
I could see not enough funding. A lot of, like, I feel like a lot of Americans like science funding, or at least NASA's being fucking cut back and shit.
Yeah, stuff like that. Okay.
Putin has better ideas, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it happened.
Man, I love the story. I just can't. It's not. Oh, apparently there is a magnetic anomaly in the lake.
I hadn't read that. I feel like I've read that more about like spaceships underwater and shit.
Allegedly, it is 65 miles wide, which is weird because there's only a 30-mile width on the lake.
What, measuring surface versus somewhere else?
I'm seeing suggestions of a Atlantis-type temple and the remains of an extraterrestrial ship as some suggestions of very dramatized, shall we say, suggestions.
Best kind of suggestions.
Again, interesting, but I think it's just a story.
Unfortunately, it is probably a story.
I wanted it to be real. It makes life more interesting, and I like that.
Yeah, I didn't know that the whole world could be destroyed by this 114 tentacled 33-foot octopus.
We know of nearly 400 sub-glacial lakes, and one of them
might have a monster in it.
If one of them had, you know what I mean, like this ridiculous life form in it, then there's potentially 400 more ridiculous life forms.
Maybe an avatar comes out of there and he can control all the elements.
I thought Avatar was in an Avatar.
No, not that Avatar. Avatar is the last Airbender. Aang pops out of a glacier.
All right.
Are you sipping water at me?
Yeah, I was sipping water at you, but that's none of my business. It's not tea.
Do we even need to do what we think about 1v1 against the Montauk Monster?
Oh, I would. This one might be like the contender of the season, to be real. This might be like the Megalodon Kraken of this season.
Let's take it all the way.
A 33-foot squid-like thing with 14 tentacles and toxic.
So far this
stuff.
season, do we have anything that could take it down?
I think an 800-pound panther might be close, but I think the toxicness of this
be
would
hypnotized and paralyzed.
What that was Wampus Beast. What else have we done? Thylacine? No.
This
yeah,
is
I think this is the heavy hitter of the season so far.
2.
It's pretty sick. That's cool.
We'll have to find one that can like outbeat it or at least come close.
Did you look at the Instagram poll?
I'm looking at it right now.
Has anybody acknowledged it?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
7 people voted.
Okay, 4.
5 votes for yes. There is 5 people say that there could be an alien base underneath.
And 2 people said no.
Ice. 2 people disagreed and it was like,
Okay. No comments or anything?
No comments.
Okay. Well, thanks for voting, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for voting, y'all, everybody, people.
I don't know what time it is in your time.
Maybe we should record later most of the time. Maybe Lucas had a chance to vote this time.
Lucas isn't on Instagram.
Oh, fair enough.
He's a punk.
Are we off on one poll results then?
We are on poll results.
Or do we need, we just did 1v1, so let's hit it. So you have the 1v1 results, Connor. From,
yes.
The last 2 episodes, which would have been the Wampus Beast versus last episode's
Montauk Monster.
Montauk Monster. Jesus Christ, I'm drunk.
I thought you were just like trying
I'm
to
a little
build it
fucked
up.
up. I might be tired, but I'm a little fucked up.
It's later than we were hoping to be. But on Instagram, they had 58 votes.
On Instagram,
58% of the votes
yes,
were for the Montauk Monster.
Okay.
Just edging out the Wampus Beast. Surprised me that
as well,
anybody
but okay.
even voted for Montauk Monster.
Facebook
was a little bit more down to earth. And
I feel like Facebook is almost always the exact same as what we think. I think Facebook is the most.
There's a bunch of sheep over there. No, I like the Facebook group. It's where I spend most of my time.
I'm on Discord.
That and Discord, yep. 19% voted for the Montauk Monster on Facebook, and the rest voted for the Wampus Beast. It's 81%. Twitter, similar to Instagram, Montauk Monster 64%, Wampus Beast 36%, bringing it to a grand total of 50% versus 50%. We're tied.
We're tied at 21s. 21-21, guys.
But
Jericho
1123 on Instagram commented his vote in.
Just Wampus.
So
we're gonna count that as a tiebreaker. Sick.
Hey.
Thanks, dog.
Jericho, the tiebreaker.
I mean, I guess we could have just used ours, but it would have gone the same way.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody, for voting on that. Also,
appreciate it.
If you're new here, where did you come from?
Where did you go?
There's been, oh God, no, not Cotton Eye Joe. There has been a
surge,
staggering number of downloads in the last, since we have released the last episode. Since the day before we released the last episode, it has been
numbers.
Strange. I don't know.
Not bad.
Where people are hearing of the podcast from. I'm into it. It's cool. I like it. Hi, I hope you stick around. But where'd you come from? How did you hear about it? Like we don't advertise this podcast. I need people to find it on their own. I don't want to tell people I do a podcast. I don't need people I know listening to my crazy rants on the internet.
Podcasting.
If you fucking find it and you're into it, sick, listen. But I don't need to go around telling people I do this shit. You know what I mean?
Cryptid Underground.
I'm wearing a cryptid shirt right now, but that doesn't mean I want to tell people
that
it doesn't mean I want to walk around and tell people yeah, I have a podcast.
We're both wearing cryptid shirts under sweatshirts.
I mean, my sweatshirt's a decade old and has holes in it.
Closet cryptozoologists.
Closet cryptids. Is that where we talk about what cryptids are gay?
Maybe. I don't want to assume any of the cryptids. It's like genders or
mean,
sexual preference.
Sexual orientation, yeah. So thanks everybody again.
Go check out the Vostok Monster, or what is it called? Organism 46B. Check it out.
Go look into a little bit if you're interested. It's pretty cool stuff. There's a couple of links in the episode description. Again, all of that is available at countingcryptids.com.
And if you find any extra information that we didn't have, send it our way. Thanks for checking out this week's episode.
If you want to get your 2 cents in, answer this week's polls on social media.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, as well as Discord.
Links for all the social media, as well as everything else we talked about on the show, are available at gobblesquatch.com.
If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, or you just want to chat, you can email us at countingcryptids@hotmail.com. Don't
forget to subscribe, rate, and tell your friends.
I've been Connor.
I've been Jacob.
And we'll see you in a couple of weeks for another fascinating installment of Counting Cryptids.
If any of those people, since we did end up finding a couple of names, but I'm not finding anything about them ever speaking out about any of these accusations or anything. Is that the kind of thing that you just ignore because you're like, it's fucking ridiculous?
And apparently 2 people died.
Yeah,
where are those obituaries
I looked
names?
Specifically for obituaries for names, but the names that I had were not real names.
Or even the slightest, like, people died here for a different reason. Like,
other than the pickaxe over the chest thing, right?
Oh, did I even share that part?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, good.
We talked about that earlier.
So, yeah, that was the only one, and that was like under Wikipedia crime in the Antarctic or some shit. Had nothing to do with the monster or anything.
All right, real quick. If it was real, now that we have ended the episode at the very end, if it was real, is it terrestrial? Is it extraterrestrial? Is it created? Like, is it man-made?
I don't think it's man-made.
I mean, I don't either.
I think it's terrestrial.
It seems like if it's as terrestrial as you can be.
If it's been
at
there
that
for
point, if it's been there for 50 million years,
yeah.
It's fucking terrestrial at this point, right?
And
if you lived here that long,
yeah, you could evolve to be intelligent. I don't know why in that situation you would.
It's
per se.
America, the United States of America, has been a country since what? 1700s?
History is.
I want to say 1725. I don't know why. I know 1482 Columbus sailed the ocean blue. 1776 was when the Declaration of Independence was signed. So what? 250 years ago?
Yeah, approximately. Just over.
Just like a real quick math. Hang on. 243 years ago. So, I mean, my family is immigrants within that time because I'm not Native American. So if that thing has lived in that ocean for 50 million years, it is more terrestrial. Well, no, that doesn't make it more terrestrial than me. Fuck. That would make it more Antarctican than me. Is there... Oh.
I didn't know where you were going.
Is there a term for people who live on Antarctica? Antarctican?
Researcher?
No, that's not what I'm looking for, fuckface.
I don't think that they have a name.
Because I don't think there's like actually a
Indigenous
population. It's just like people who are there for research purposes.
And those people that probably spend, the however many winter months there, the 11.
I think you can stay for 2 months at a time. Maybe you have to leave for 2 months. I think you only stay for 2 months.
Do you think the weather lets up in 2 months? Like, it gets fucking gnarly down there. I feel like maybe it was 3 months.
I think you have to get out before, because I think you have to get out before the ice freezes.
I remember it being an issue, like they lost radio signal in February.
Yeah, that was right around the time.
Gained it back in the 9th, but they had to get out of there quick. Like by the 12th or something.
That was like right at the time that they broke through.
Right.
That they lost the radio signal. Because that was like blamed on the creature.
Yeah.
By the doctor who didn't
purposely
exist, using his telepathy and toxins. Also, real quick, can you make radio calls through 2 miles of ice?
Fuck no.
That's what I'm thinking.
No fucking way.
It's just water.
I don't care. It's dense. I lose connection. Okay, I lift up a bag of flour. I have a bag of flour between my phone and my headphones, and they lose Bluetooth connection. Not the same thing, but it's like a fucking bag of flour. It's 3 inches thick.
Okay. Okay.
But I bet you would be running wires down there. If you have a base set up there under the fucking ice, which I don't believe.
So they have a radio that they have like a handheld
it's just
device. It's fucking tin can and a string. They holler to somebody at the top who's holding the other one and a fucking pulley system to get them up. It's a crank pulley like an old well.
I think you said there's a 14-legged octopus down there. I'm starting to piece the pieces together here.
Oh, Christ.
Puzzles all coming together.
We're done. Fuck this. We're done. Fucking thanks for sticking around for this little extra nonsense here, I guess.
Put this at the end, like after the music.
All the way at the very end. So now that it's all the way completed.
Yes. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Episode.